When the alien fleet first scanned Earth, their report was simple. Primitive. Divided. Low threat. 72 hours later, half of their scout vessels were gone, destroyed by weapons they never saw coming. And that was only the beginning. The Zarnik's armada hovered in orbit, their massive warships forming a blockade around the blue planet. Thousands of vessels. Planetary siege formation. Standard Imperial doctrine. Yet the battlefield was not behaving according to doctrine. Supreme Commander Xerix stood motionless as another tactical alert flashed across the command display. Report. 3 more cruisers disabled, Commander. Impact signatures detected. Kinetic weapons. Origin. Multiple orbital platforms. Xerix's claws tightened around the edge of his command console. They are still using primitive physics-based weapons? The science overseer replied, voice strained. Yes, Commander. But at velocities exceeding our shield adaptation thresholds. Minimal energy emissions. Extremely difficult to track. Below them, Earth rotated calmly, as if unaware of the armada threatening its existence. But human transmissions were increasing. Military chatter. Encrypted signals. Global coordination. Instead of chaos, the planet was organizing. Xerix issued the order. Initiate Phase 3. Planetary suppression. Disable their infrastructure. Target major military installations. Hundreds of alien weapon arrays charged simultaneously. Beams of concentrated energy lanced toward Earth's surface. And then something unexpected happened. A vast defensive grid ignited across orbit. Previously dormant satellites shifted position with mechanical precision. Layers of kinetic interceptors launched in synchronized waves, colliding with incoming energy beams and warheads before they reached the atmosphere. Explosions lit up space like a silent storm. Interception rate? Xerix demanded. 78% and climbing, an officer replied in disbelief. They are predicting our firing patterns. The overseer whispered, they studied us while we were studying them. On Earth, hidden command centers deep underground coordinated the defense. Nations that had once been rivals now shared real-time targeting data without hesitation. Old conflicts paused. Borders became irrelevant. The threat was planetary. A calm human voice broadcast on an open frequency again. You demonstrated your power. A pause followed. Now watch how we survive. The alien fleet advanced closer to low orbit, preparing for a second, heavier strike. This time, they would overwhelm the defense grid with sheer volume. Thousands of weapons fired at once. The sky above Earth glowed with incoming destruction. For 3 seconds, it looked like the end of human civilization. Then the oceans moved. From the depths, dozens of nuclear submarines surfaced in coordinated formation, launching high-velocity anti-orbital missiles in perfect synchronization. From deserts, forests, mountains, and hidden silos across the planet, thousands of missiles rose simultaneously, guided by a unified global targeting network. The alien sensors flooded with data. Missile count exceeding projections. Trajectory unpredictability high. They are using layered guidance and mid-course adjustments. The first wave of missiles didn't aim for direct destruction. They aimed for disruption. Explosions erupted across the alien formation, not to destroy ships, but to blind sensors, overload shields, and create chaos in targeting systems. Then the second wave came. Orbital kinetic platforms fired again. Invisible projectiles struck with catastrophic precision, punching through weakened shields and tearing into alien hulls. One battleship lost propulsion. Another began venting atmosphere. A third drifted out of formation entirely. Xerix felt something unfamiliar. Resistance. Not desperation. Not panic. Calculated resistance. They're not fighting to win quickly, he muttered. The overseer nodded slowly. They are fighting to outlast us. The alien fleet responded with overwhelming force. A planetary-scale bombardment began. This time, several strikes broke through the defense grid and impacted Earth's surface. Remote military bases were destroyed. Infrastructure was damaged. Casualties began to rise. Human losses registered across global networks. And yet, No surrender signal was sent. Instead, human production facilities accelerated. Factories shifted to wartime manufacturing. Civilian industries converted into defense support. Emergency medical networks expanded. The Alien Psychological Division monitored human communications in real time. Expected result: global collapse of morale. Actual result: increased unity and defiance. Commander, an analyst reported quietly, human emotional response to existential threat is aggression. Another message from Earth cut through all channels. This time, multiple voices from different nations spoke as one, merged into a single synchronized transmission. We know we are outmatched in technology. Pause. But you made one strategic error. Xerix leaned forward. You attacked our home. Suddenly, alien command systems experienced disruptions. Warning symbols flooded the interface. Cyber intrusion detected. They are inside our external networks. Data corruption spreading through targeting arrays. The Overseer's eyes widened. They are adapting their cyber warfare to alien architecture in real time. Several alien ships misfired due to corrupted targeting data, their own weapons striking allied vessels. Confusion spread across the formation. And then the lunar shadow shifted. The massive hidden war platform near the moon fully activated. Its scale dwarfed anything the aliens had previously detected. Modular weapon arrays rotated into position, powered by reactors designed for sustained orbital warfare. Energy readings spiked beyond previous human limits. New weapon charging, sensor officers shouted. Unknown classification. Xerix ordered immediate destruction. All ships, concentrate fire on the lunar platform. Hundreds of beams converged toward the structure. But just before impact, the platform deployed layered decoys and adaptive shielding, dispersing incoming energy across rotating armor segments. Then it fired. Not a beam. Not a missile. A relativistic kinetic spear accelerated along a magnetic rail stretching kilometers across the platform's structure. The projectile struck the center of the alien flagship's shield. For 1 second, the shield held. For the second, it shattered. For the third second, the projectile punched through 3 layers of armored hull and exited the opposite side in a storm of molten alloy and decompression. The flagship's propulsion systems failed instantly. Shock rippled across the alien fleet. Flagship critically damaged. Command stability compromise. Xerix steadied himself as the bridge dimmed under emergency power. How does a pre-interstellar species build weapons capable of threatening Imperial vessels? He asked. The Overseer finally answered with complete clarity. They did not build them for interstellar war. A pause. They built them for survival. Below, Earth continued to fight despite losses. Human pilots launched outdated but heavily modified aircraft designed for near-space interception. Autonomous drones swarmed damaged alien ships, targeting exposed systems. Cyber attacks grew more sophisticated by the minute. And most terrifying of all, human resistance was increasing as the war intensified. The alien fleet had expected fear. Instead, they encountered determination. Another global human transmission emerged, calm despite the chaos. We are not the strongest species. We are not the most advanced. A long silence followed as more alien ships were disabled by coordinated strikes. But we are the species that survives impossible odds. Xerix reviewed the long-term projections. Initial victory probability, 99.7%. Current victory probability, 41% and falling. Unacceptable. He issued the final Imperial command. Prepare planetary annihilation protocol. If Earth could not be conquered efficiently, it would be erased. Energy began gathering across the largest alien superweapon in orbit, capable of sterilizing the planet's surface. Human sensors detected it immediately. Emergency alerts spread worldwide. For the first time, human leadership authorized their final contingency. Deep beneath Earth's surface, long-classified systems activated. Ancient defense projects. Experimental energy grids. Global coordination at maximum capacity. Every remaining orbital platform, submarine, missile network, and cyber unit was synchronized into one unified strike pattern. not to defend, but to end the invasion. The final human transmission was sent directly to the alien flagship. You still don't understand us. Xerix stared at the incoming data as human forces stopped intercepting minor attacks and instead repositioned everything toward the alien superweapon. They're concentrating all assets on one target, an officer warned. The overseer whispered, realization dawning. They are willing to take damage to remove the primary threat. The human voice spoke one last time. We don't need to defeat your entire fleet.
Pause.
We only need to make the cost of invading Earth unacceptable. Then the counteroffensive began. Thousands of missiles, hundreds of kinetic strikes, massive cyber disruptions, coordinated submarine launches, orbital rail platform firing at maximum output, all aimed at the superweapon. Alien defenses shot down many projectiles, but not all. Layer by layer, human attacks overwhelmed the superweapon's shields, exploiting every weakness discovered during the battle. A final relativistic strike from the lunar platform hit the weapon's core. For a brief moment, silence filled space. Then the superweapon detonated. The explosion tore through nearby alien formations, disabling dozens of ships and forcing the armada to scatter to avoid chain destruction. Shock waves disrupted command networks across the fleet. Victory projections collapsed entirely. Retreat calculations began automatically. Xerix looked at the tactical display, now filled with damaged vessels and unpredictable human attack patterns. They lost cities, he said slowly. They lost bases. They suffered casualties. The overseer nodded. Yes, Commander. And they're still fighting harder. A long silence passed. Then Xerix made the decision no Imperial commander had made in centuries. All fleets to withdraw from Earth orbit. Shock spread across the bridge. Commander? This species is technologically inferior. They are strategically superior in one domain, Xerix interrupted. Resolve. The alien fleet began retreat maneuvers. Not in victory formation, but in cautious, defensive withdrawal. As the last alien warship exited Earth's orbit, one final human transmission followed them into deep space.
Calm.
Steady. Unbroken. This planet fights back. Months later, throughout the galaxy, the Zarnix Empire updated its planetary threat index. Earth. Resource classification removed. New classification added. High-risk world. Extreme resistance species. Invasion cost. Catastrophic. And in a secure Imperial archive, Commander Xerix recorded a final note for future fleets. Humans are not dangerous because of their technology. A pause marked the end of the log. They are dangerous because, when facing extinction, they refuse to surrender.